The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 10, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 11th of May, 1976, in Honolulu, Hawaii.
So, Parikshit Maharaj, he says that everyone in this material world knows what is, to some extent at least, or to his capacity, knows this is right or this is wrong. Very advanced in knowledge, but something they know this is right, this is wrong. So, criminality we have described, everyone knows this is not good. But he is punished. Again he does that. So, Parikshit Maharaj says, what is the use of this atonement? He further explains in this verse that Kachit Nivartati Avadra. Avadra means unclean, wrong things. Bhadra means right thing. Bhadra and Avadra. In India, Bhadra means gentleman and Avadra means uncivilized man. So sometimes he does like gentleman and sometimes like foolish rascal. Kachit nivartati bhadrat, kachit charati tatpuna. After coming from the prison house jail, he decides, no more himself. I shall now become gentleman. But as soon as his friends, criminals, again mix with that, he again commits the same sinful activity. So, in this condition, atonement, if he cannot change his character, then what is the use of this atonement? Prayashchittam atho aparthya. Aparthya means useless. If he cannot change his character, change his mind, then the punishment or prayashchitta is apartha, useless. How useless? Manne, I think it is as useless as kunjara saucho. Kunjara means elephant. Elephants taking bath. Perhaps you have not seen, in India we had some opportunity. They wash the body very nicely, repeatedly throwing water with the trunk, and as soon as come on the shore of the tank, again take some dust and throw it over. We have to study from nature. How is that? This rascal washed so nicely his body, and immediately coming out of the tank, he throws dust. Sochi, manne, kunjara sochava. Very appropriate. It is that hastisnan. In Sanskrit it is called hastisnan. Snan means bathing, and hasti means elephant. So, if we are not changing our character, then what is the use of advancement of knowledge, education, that I told you yesterday, that in spite of so-called advancement of education, culture, science, philosophy, the result is, when you go to the airport, you are proved you are a dishonest man. Everyone is checked. Maybe everyone is dishonest. It is to be supposed. Maybe some honest man. But the majority are dishonest. Even there is somebody honest. He also, Gaddurika Prabha, majority. Nowadays it is democratic days, majority. So, as this Krishna consciousness movement is also taken as one of the sentimental movement. It is the most scientific movement, but because There are so many gurus, themselves, they imagine something and cheat people, people want to be cheated, they take advantage. So, we are also one of them, because majority is just, it is folly to be wise where ignorance is bliss. When everyone is rascal, to become intelligent is rascal. Otherwise you say, I am also a rascal, then it is all right. If you say, no, you are rascal, then there is fight. So this is going on. Actually, it will be explained in the next verse. Parikshit Maharaj put a very intelligent question, that what is the use of this kind of prayaschitta atonement? It has no use. So, as the student is intelligent, the spiritual master is also gradually giving him more intelligence. First of all, for ordinary man, the atonement, punishment he proposed. But when the student, intelligent student, Maharaj Parikshit says it is useless. Then next proposal is karmana karmanirahara nahi atantigait ishate avidyad adhikarityat prayaschitam vimarsanam. Avidya, if somebody is escaped into darkness, then there is no use of this punishment or prayaschitta. So he proposes that the man in darkness should be educated. Vimarsanam. Vimarsanam means cultivation of knowledge, culture. So where is that culture? There is no culture. We propose that the beginning of culture is no illicit sex. This is the beginning. Who is accepting that? Illicit sex. Why illicit sex? Sex is sex. No, that is the beginning of culture. Because in the dog society, there is no marriage. And why in the human society there is marriage? They could avoid it, and nowadays they have been avoided. In the Kali Yuga, there will be no more marriage. That is stated in the Bible. It is stated 5,000 years ago, it was foretold that during Kali Yuga, Chikaram evahi udvahi. Let's see, this is called Shastra. 5,000 years ago, it was foretold that marriage means agreement. It will be in Kali Yuga. Chikaram evahi udvahi. This is called Shastra. Bhut, Bhavishyat, Vartaman, everything. That is Shastra. And that is perfect knowledge. And Dampatya Ratimevahi. Rati means sex satisfaction. So husband and wife mean sex satisfaction. It will be the standard of man and woman's relations. Dampatya Ratimevahi. Vipratte Sutramevahi. To become a Brahmin means a thread, a two sent cord, one thread. This is going on. These are all foretold. That will be explained. So, karmana karmani dahara na chatam chikaitshishate avidyat adhikaritya prayaschitam vimarsanam. The Guru Sukadeva Goswami has examined Parikshit Maharaj, and it appears that the king has passed one phase of examination by rejecting the process of atonement. This is intelligent. Immediately said, Guru, what is this? He has rejected. Rejecting the process of atonement because it involves fruitive activities. Karma. Karma, I have committed some sinful activity, then another karma to punish me. So here it is said, by one karma cannot be nullified by another karma. Karma means activity. They are going on, passing resolution after resolution and laws after laws. But things are in the same position. They are not changing. Therefore, it cannot be checked in that way. Karmana karmanirhara. Now, Sukadeva Goswami is suggesting the platform of speculative knowledge. When it has failed, that thief repeatedly committing criminal activities, repeatedly he is being punished, but he is not corrected, then what is the remedy? That is vimarasana, speculative knowledge. Progressing from karmakanda to jnanakanda, he is proposing prayaschitam vimarsanam. Real atonement is full knowledge. One should be given knowledge. Unless one comes to the knowledge, so modern education, there is no real knowledge. Real knowledge begins in the Bhagavad Gita. Those who have read Bhagavad Gita, the first understanding Arjuna was given lesson. When he was perplexed and he became a disciple of Krishna, Shishya Ham Prasadimang Prapannam. Krishna, let us stop this friendly talking. Now I agree to become your disciple. Now teach me. So the first teaching was chastisement. Asachyananusutastam pragyavadam subhasas. You have no knowledge. Gatasam avatasam sunanusutanti panditam. You are talking like a pandit, but you are not pandit. He indirectly says you are a fool. Because Narusuti, this kind of thinking is not maintained by learned scholars. That means you are not a learned man. And that is going on at the present moment. Everyone is thinking that he is very highly elevated learned, but he is fool number one. That is going on. Because there is no standard knowledge. Sanatana Goswami also, when he approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also said the same thing. He was in his sense. He was Prime Minister. He was a very learned scholar in Sanskrit and Urdu. In those days, Urdu, because it was Mahomedan government. But he thought it wise that they call me learned scholar, but what kind of scholar? He put this question before Chaitanya. গ্রাম্য ব্যবহারে কহরে পণ্ডিত সত্য করি মানি আপনার হিতাহিত কিছু নাহি জানি. My dear Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this common man, they say that I am a PhD, DSc and so on and so on. I am very learned scholar, but I am so big scholar that I do not know what I am and what is my aim of life. Just see, ask any so-called scholar, what is the aim of life? He cannot say. The aim of life is the same, like the dog. Eat, drink, be merry and enjoy and die. So where is education? There is no education. Real education is different. That one must know his own position and act accordingly. That you can get from Vedic knowledge. Tadvijnanatham sa gurumeva vidache samitvani srutriyam brahmanishtham. Brahmanishtham. If one has no sense to understand Krishna consciousness or God consciousness, he is no better than the dog and cat. No credit. According to Vedic civilization, anyone is thinking of this body and doing accordingly for the bodily pleasure, he is working so hard. So, that is not knowledge. Here it is suggested that prayaschitam vivarsam. If you want to be saved from the tribulation offered by the material nature, then you have to very thoughtful thinking that what is the actual position. That is the beginning of Vedanta Sutra, that you inquire about Brahma, the Absolute, Father Brahma. This you will follow life. Don't spoil it like cats and dogs, eating, sleeping, making, dancing. No. So, the same dancing, same eating can be utilized when it is in Krishna consciousness. Then he will be simply by dancing and chanting and taking prasada, he will be learned scholar and giving.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st chapter, text number 13 and 14, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on May 14th, 1976, in Honolulu, Hawaii.
So, how to become advanced? These are the prescribed methods. Tapasa. Tapasa, tapa means voluntarily taking some disadvantage. Very good. Tapa means described is there is fire, so there is heat, but the method of tapasya is that during summer season they ignite some firewood all round and sit down. Already there is scorching heat, and still all round fire and one has to sit. These are some of the examples of tapasya. Similarly, in the winter season, it is very cold, one has to go down the water up to neck. This is the meaning of tapasya. Voluntarily accepting some severe condition of life. In this age, it is very difficult. But this is the meaning of tapasya. Voluntarily accepting inconvenience. When there is cold, one has to take the help of heater, fire. No heater, no fire, but go deep into the cold water. Of course, it is very difficult in your country because the water is so cold, and if you go deep, immediately finish. I have seen in New York one dog, he jumped over, immediately finished. I have seen it. That is actually. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so kind, and that these people in this age, they will not be able to undergo severe austerity. That is not possible. Mandas manda matayu manda bhagya upodvita. In this age, every man is alpayus. Alpayus means very short living. The limit is 100 years, but who is going to live 100 years? Nobody. If one is 80, 70 years, it is considered. Within 60, 70 years, everyone finished. But the age limit is 100 years. So what tapasya he will do? What meditation he will do? In the Sattva Yuga, by meditation, one could get perfection. Just like Valmiki Muni, he meditated for 60,000 years. Because in those days, a man used to live for 100,000. Gradually it is reducing. In the Sattva Yuga, man and woman used to live, human beings, up to 100,000 years. Then, next Yuga, it was 10,000 of years, reduced by 10 times. And then next year, next millennium, it is 1,000 of years. And now in the Kali Yuga, it is 100. So it is very difficult to perform tapasya. But the recommendation is there. Tapasa brahmacharya. So, brahmacharya, tapasya begins brahmacharya, celibacy, no sex life. That is the beginning of tapasya. Meditation means tapasya. Tapasya brahmacharya samena, sama, to control the senses, to keep in equilibrium. Senses may not be agitated. Samena, even it is agitated, by my knowledge, I have to cut down. Just like if I become agitated by seeing a beautiful girl, or for a woman a beautiful boy, that is natural. Juvati nam yatha Juno, Juno Jatu. Young boy, young girl, they are naturally attractive. There is nothing surprising. But tapasya means that I have taken vow, no illicit sex. That is knowledge. Why, even if I am attracted, I shall not do. This is tapasya. Because I am now attracted, now we shall enjoy. That is not tapasya. Tapasya means even one is attracted, he should not act. That is tapasya. There may be some difficulty to control, but that should be practiced. It can be practiced. It is not very difficult, but one has to practice the determination. Now I have taken vow before deity, because at the time of initiation it is promised before the deity, before the fire, and before the spiritual master, before the Vaishnava, that I not have illicit sex. That is promised. How can I break it? This is the. I have taken vow before the deity, before fire, before my spiritual master, before the Vaishnava, no illicit sex, no meat eating, no drinking or intoxication, no gambling. I have promised it. If I am gentleman, how can I break my promise? This is called care. With knowledge, one has to respect. That is called tapasya. With knowledge. Otherwise, to become attracted, that is not unnatural. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to say, you are sunlight. He said that even if I see a doll made of wood, a beautiful woman, my mind becomes agitated. So what to speak of us? This is the example Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doing himself. To be agitated in the mind, that is not unnatural. But if you practice, then you will not be agitated anymore. If you practice by your knowledge, then you will not be. That is called dhira. Dhira sattvamayati. You have to become dhira. Dhira or dhira. There are two classes of that. One is sober. Even there is cause of agitation, still he remains power. This is called dhira. And dhira means, as soon as there is cause of agitation, he becomes a victim. That is called dhira. So, we have to become dhira. we had been athila in so many different forms of life, because I am coming to this human form of life after evolution of 8 million forms of body. Jalajana, Ulakkhani, Savara, there is evolution. So after Bhausambhavanti, after many years, I have got this opportunity in other lower animal life. I have enjoyed the senses in so many ways. The sense enjoyment is not very difficult. Even there, Vishaya Phalu Sarvapasya, the hogs and pigs, they have got facility for sense enjoyment. They do not care even who is you. Even she is mother or she is sister or she is daughter, they will enjoy it. That is hog life. You have seen. There is no discrimination. The monkeys, they are enjoying sense life. So everyone enjoys sense life. So why I have got this valuable life, human form of life? Why I shall become a living entity like hogs and dogs? This is purpose. Why I shall become hogs and dogs, and again I shall put myself in the cycle of birth and death? I have got this life after so many evolutionary process. Why not practice little tapasya in this life? This is knowledge. If by practicing little tapasya, restraint, I can get relief from this repetition of birth and death, why should I not do it? This is knowledge. And if I again become victimized, the laws of nature is there. If you want, you can enjoy. Nature will give you, all right, you want so much sex, all right, come on, become a hog. Yes. The nature is ready, it is not very difficult. Therefore, the Shastra says, no, this life is not for becoming a hog and dog. Nāyam deho deho bhājāṁ niloke Kashtāna kāmān arhati vijāṁ. The whole world is working so hard. They are going to the office, they are going to the working hours to earn livelihood. But what is the pleasure? The pleasure is sex. Their ultimate goal is sex. Janamai dhunadi grihamedi sukham nitucham. So, one should consider this sex indulgence is given to the hogs and dogs, and for the same enjoyment I have to work so hard. This is knowledge. The same enjoyment. I have got this human form of life for understanding Krishna, for understanding God, my position, what I am. I am not this body, I am spirit soul. I have been put into this body, and because I have been put into this body, the body is material, it must finish, it must be finished, anything. It has got 6 changes, anything material, it has got birth, it has got growth, it has got after effect, then dwindles, and then finishes. Everything, anything you take, this is called Saravika, 6 kind of changes. So I am eternal, Nānati Handamani Sarire, I do not die. After this body is finished, and again I will have to Tathadehantar Prapti. So this is knowledge. One has to always think of this. That is called tapasya. So, little kandujanina karayur ivadukha dukkham This is Shastra. Now what is the sex life? As he said, Kondvani na karayu vivadukha dukkham janamaithunadi grahamedi sukham mitucham. Grihamedi means one who does not know what is the aim of life. Grihamedi and Grihastha. Grihastha means although he is living with wife and children, but he knows what is the aim of life. That is the Grihastha ashram. As the sannyasi knows what is the aim of life. Similarly, a Grihastha also may know. So such Grihastha sex life is allowed, who knows the aim of life. And one who does not know the aim of life, simply enjoys sex, he is called Grihamedi. These two words. In Sanskrit literature, every word has got particular meaning, particular thought. Therefore it is called Sanskrit, most performed and purified literature. Sanskrit. Sanskrit means purified. Sanskar. Just like we offer sanskar at the time of initial purification. So, our main problem is the sex life. That is, because sex life is the basic principle of material life. Either you are a human being, or you are a demigod, or you are a god, you are a beast, you are a fly, you are a fish, you are a tree, plant, everything. The basic principle of material life is sex. Pumsam sriyami thnibhavami tat tayor mitha vigayananti mav. Everything is there. We have got books to study and follow the practice. Be little sober. Then there is not that. You'll not be able. You'll be able. And Krishna will help. As soon as we are very eager, then Krishna will help. Tesam sataduktanam bhajatam priti. So therefore the deity worship is there. Along with deity worship, we should always pray. But now time is saved me from the pitfalls of Maya. Will you? But if we want to cheat Krishna and cheat Guru, then he will be cheated. That's all. The Guru will not be cheated, neither Krishna will be cheated. He will be cheated. That's all. If you want to be cheated, then do whatever you like. And prolong this time of repetition of birth and death. And if you want to stop it, then here, the tapasa brahmacharjina samena cha dhamena cha. Tyaging. This is also one of the tapasya. Don't keep with you anything. Even then you will make plan. Let me have illicit sex. Let me have intoxication. As soon as you have got money. The best thing is, as soon as you get money, immediately you spend it. Tyaging. Charity. Charity. Tyagina means charity. Not that you starve. No. That kind of tyagina. You keep yourself fit to execute Krishna consciousness. But don't give much money. Immediately giving charity to Krishna. Krishna can take your charity as much as you can give. That's why Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj, he secured the whole three worlds. He become master of the three worlds. When it's upper planetary system, down planetary system, middle planet. So, but he was a devotee also. Therefore, Krishna came to him as Brahmana. Chadayasi vikramane bali madhumata bhavan patanakha nila janita jana pavan kesabadhita bhavana sari jaya jagadish. So, because he was very proud of his position, so Bhavandev came to Bali Maharaj. Maharaj, you are Kshatriya, you are very charitable, I have heard. If you can give me little land, Bali Maharaj was very much pleased. Yes, I will give you. How much land you want? That's 3 feet. 3 feet? But did you have come to me? Yes, that's yes. So, all right, I give you 3 feet. So, by 1 feet he covered the whole sky. And the other feet he covered the whole down plantation. So, Bali Maharaj understood that what kind of beggar is he. Yes. So, Bhavandev said, my dear Bali Maharaj, you promised 3 feet, but by 2 feet you have finished all your permission. Now what about the other feet? So, Bali Maharaj, he was a devotee. He said, my Lord, don't be worried. Still there is, it is my head, bless Lord, other feet on my head. The Bhavandev said, now you are purchasing by your charity. I shall remain your doorkeeper. So, if you make charity to Krishna, you can purchase Krishna. Yes, although Krishna is all-powerful proprietor, you can purchase Krishna. You do that. If you have got any money, spend for Krishna. Thank you.
Next is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 16, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on May 16th, 1976, in Honolulu, Hawaii.
So, Sukadeva Goswami said already that each is kevalayavakya, simply by devotional service, Vasudeva Parayana, one has become attached to Vasudeva. This stage is very difficult and very easy also. For the simple person, it is very easy. And those who are crooked, demons, for them it is difficult. So, in another place it is stated, in the first canto, where Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayodika Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chagat Ahritaka. The whole idea is that we are in this material world that is miserable. Under the spell of illusion, we are thinking every day. They do not know what is actually happiness. What is happiness? But there is no argument for these rascals. They are thinking we are very happy. That is Maya's prakrivatmika shakti covering image. It's like you are seeing a hog eating stool, but he is thinking that is very happy. But you are saying, they are going to lie. Eating stool. And this is the position. Those who are advanced in civilization, for them eating of stool is unthinkable. But for the hogs and dogs, it is very palatable. This is the difference. It's like we are recommending no illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling. So somebody is thinking, then what remains to enjoy? Everything is finished. Life is finished. So, according to different grades of person, the taste is also. You cannot expect that the taste will be the same. One man's food, another man's poison. This is an English proverb. One man's food is another man's poison. Therefore, the society is divided. That is scientific method. Class. Chathut Bandhanumaya system, Gunakarma Vibhaga. That is God's creation. 4 classes met. And the 5th class is almost rejected. Up to 4th class. 1st class, 2nd class, 3rd class, 4th class. And below 4th class, from 5th class, they are not human. So, taste of different classes. But one thing is that in whichever class we may belong, if we take to Krishna consciousness, then we belong. The people are wanting unity. There is United Nations organization, but so long we keep ourselves on the material platform, there cannot be unity. That is not possible. Only in the spiritual platform there can be unity. So, here it is said that Abhavan means sinful. Abhav means sin. And Van means, they say Bhagavan. Bhagavan means one who has bhava or opulence or fortune. That is called Bhagavan. And just the opposite is called Abhava. This is Sanskrit language. Bhagavan means the most opulent, topmost place, Bhagavan. And Abhava means lowest place. So here it is said that one has to become Abhavan to the stage of Bhagavan. This is Krishna consciousness. Not to remain Abhavan, but to become Bhagavan. Bhagavan, of course, means the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but those who are very, very advanced, recognized by Bhagavan, they are also sometimes called Bhagavan. Just like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Narad Muni, on their status, sometimes they are called Bhagavan. Nowadays it has become a fashion to become Bhagavan. So, Bhagavan is not so cheap. Everyone is Abhavan. But if you want to become Bhagavan, or on the higher status, higher level, then it is recommended, let him take to the devotional service. Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayati Janayati Asu Vairag. To become Bhagavan, not Bhagavan but on the level, on a high stage, there are 2 things required. One thing is Gyan and one thing is Vairag. Gyan and Vairag. Because we are in this material world, miserable condition, but we have no knowledge that we are in a very miserable condition. That is Ajnana. As soon as one understands that this is miserable condition of life, that was presented by Sanatana Goswami before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, he was minister and very opulent position, very good associates, because he was minister, so his associates are also very good men. But he resigned. That is Vairagya. So why? To understand what is the aim of life. Tad-vijnanatham sa gurumeva abhiyacche. Therefore, he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for understanding the value of life. So he presented himself that Grammo Vyavahare Kahoe Pandit. So, in this ordinary behavior, they call me Pandit, learned. But Satyakari Mani, I also accepted that I am Pandit, learned. But actually my position is, I do not know what I am. I am such a Pandit, such a man. So we are in ignorance. We do not know, we are accepting this body as I am. So many animals protect this animal condition. So if we remain in animal condition of life, then that is avama. And one is in animal condition, that means more sinful. So we have to become sinless. That requires Jnana Vairagya. So Jnana Vairagya can be attained very easily if one becomes a devotee of Krishna. Ashadevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Purali. This is the verdict of all Vedic literature. That if one becomes devotee, then he will develop his original good quality. Because we are part and parcel of God, so we have got good quality. It is covered by material contamination. The gold is gold, but it is covered by mud, dirty thing. One cannot understand whether it is gold or something. But our position is like that. So when we are free from these dirty things, then our original life becomes manifest. That is called mukti. Mukti hitya annatha rupam sarupena avastiti. Mukti means now we are a differently contaminated situation. Roga mukti, there is a word. Roga. One is suffering from fever. And when there is no more fever, it is called mukti. Similarly, we are suffering on account of this disease condition. This material life means disease condition. It is not our real, but they do not know. They do not know. They are thinking this is life. But this is not life. They have no information. So, this sinful life, suffering. Sinful means when we are sinful, then we suffer. So, by bhakti yoga, as it is stated in the previous verse, Kevalya the same again, being stressed. Natatha Bhagavananam Puyita Kapuradihi. Before explaining Bhakti Yoga, Sukadeva Goswami said that to become purified, general processes, Tapasa Brahmacharjena, Samena, Dhamena Va, Tyagena, Sattva-Rutabhyam, Jamena, Niyamena. These are the general process. But to overcome this general process is one that is already explained. That Tasmina,
Just like fog is immediately driven if there is sunrise. And bhakti is so strong. He is again saying that Puyeta tapoadi. If we practice tapo, especially in this age, it is very, very difficult. Tapo, tapasya, austerity. And if we take to Krishna consciousness, it becomes very soon available. Jatha Krishnarpita prana. Prana means life. And arpita means dedicate. Krishnarpita. If one dedicates his life for Krishna, Jatha Krishnarpita prana, Tat Purusha Nisivaya. Tat Purusha. It is impossible to dedicate our life to Krishna unless we serve the devotee of Krishna. Tat Purusha Nisivaya. You cannot approach Krishna directly. That is not right. You have to go through his devotee. Therefore, Krishna sends his devotee. Go and do it. It's like Dhruva Maharaj. He did not know how to achieve the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But on account of his eagerness, he wanted to see God. Because he is Kshatriya, that his mother said, that God can only help you, my dear son, if you want to become king of the throne of your father, better position, then only God can help you. I cannot help you. So he was determined, I must see you. So he went to the forest, but he did not know how to approach God. A boy of 5 years old already, he has got the determination. So Krishna saw that this boy is very determined, therefore he sent his representative. Now go and train him. He is very eager. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Guru Krishna Kripaya Bhakti Rata. He can enter into the devotional service by double mercy. One mercy is Krishna, another mercy is spiritual mercy. Therefore here it is said, the same thing. Krishnarpita prana tat purusha nisivaya. One cannot be Krishnarpita prana. One cannot dedicate his life to Krishna unless he has gotten the mercy of spiritual. This is the way. He cannot get direct. There is not. Raghunath Das Thakur says in many of his songs, Chariya Vaishnava Seva Nistar Peche Keva. Without serving Vaishnava, who has got liberty? Nobody. Tadero Charano Sevi Bhakta Sane Bhav. Janame Janame Mon Eyo Vilas. Not from that to say that I have to serve the Guru, Sanatana Goswami, Guru Goswami, and lead in the association of the Guru. Tadero Charano Sevi Bhakta Sane Bhav. Sanatana Das Thakur said, Janame Janame Mon Eyo. Our vila, ambition should be how to serve Krishna through the disciplic succession, Guru, and lead in the association of the Guru. This is the process. So we are opening so many centers all over the world. This is the policy, that people may take charge of associating
with devotees and the chance of serving the Vaishnava, then it will be success. Therefore here it is said, Bhakti Yoga means not only dedicating life to Krishna, but also to serve the Vaishnava, Tatpurusha. Tatpurusha means to serve a person who has dedicated his life to Krishna. Two things. Dedication to Krishna and dedication to the devotee of Krishna. So in this way, if we advance, then it is very easy to become free from this material contamination. That is stated, Nathatha Jagavanarajan Puyeta Bhagavadi. Bhagavadi is general process, but it is very, very difficult, especially in these days. So if we simply take this course that dedicate life to Krishna and dedicate life to Vaishnava, then our life will be success. Thank you very much.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 17, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on June 30th, 1975, in Denver, Colorado.
Sadhiti na jayam loke, pantha chemo kutuvayam, sushila sadhavo jatra narayana parayana. So, the Shastra says that the association of devotees, Narayana Parayana, means devotees. Narayana Para, one who has taken Narayana as the ultimate goal of life. Narayana, Krishna, Vishnu, they are of the same tattva, Vishnu tattva. So, people do not know this. To approach the platform of worshipping Narayana or Vishnu or Krishna, that is the most exalted and what is called assured platform. It's like we get insurance. This is assured. Assured by whom? Assured by Krishna. Krishna is assuring, aham tva sarvapapi bhava krishnani, kontya pratijani nami bhakta pranasthati, apite sudrachara, bhajate mamanannava, sadhudeva samant. So many assurances there. Narayana para. Krishna says personally, that I shall protect you. People suffer on account of sinful reaction. Ignorance. Out of ignorance they commit sinful action, and sinful action reacts. It's like a child, ignorant. It touches blazing fire and it burns the hand and he suffers. You cannot say the child is innocent and the fire has burned. No, this is nature's law. Ignorance. So sinful activities are done out of ignorance. Therefore one should be knowledge. Ignorance of law is no excuse. If you go to the court and if you plead, sir, I did not know that I have to suffer, I have to go to imprisonment for 6 months because I have stolen. This was unknown to me. No, known or unknown, you must go to jail. Therefore, the greatest contribution to the human society is knowledge. To keep them in ignorance, in darkness, that is not human society. That is cats and dogs. Because they are in ignorance, and nobody can give them knowledge, neither they can take Therefore, in the human society, there is an institution for giving knowledge. That is the greatest contribution. And that knowledge is, supreme knowledge is there in the Vedas. Vedascha Sadbhai. And all the Vedas ascertain that one should know what is God. That is one thing. Don't make that sound. Vedascha Sadbhai. People do not know it. This whole material world, they do not know what is the actual knowledge. They are busy in temporary things for sense gratification, but they are not aware what is actual the goal of knowledge. Nati vidu sarthagatim hi Vishnu. The goal of knowledge is to know Vishnu, God. That is goal of knowledge. That Brahma Jigyasa, Jivasya Tattva Jigyasa. This life, the human form of life is meant for understanding the absolute truth. That is life. And without trying to understand the absolute truth, if we simply are busy how to eat little comfortably, how to sleep little comfortably, or how to have sex little conveniently, these are animal activities. These are animal activities. Human activity means to know what is God. That is human. Rati vidu sarthagatim hi Vishnu durasaya jivahiratthama. Without knowing this, they are struggling for existence. They want to be happy by adjusting the external energy, bahirattamani. And people, leaders, andha jathandhi rupuniyamana. Ask big scientists, philosophers, what is the goal of life? They do not know. They simply theorize, that's all. The real goal of life is to understand God. So that can be done, as it is said here, that you make association. What is the number of the verse? Sadhichina dhang loke pantha kima kutuva. Our life is to attain the transcendental platform of knowledge. That is our goal of life. But how it can be done? Sushila sadhavo jatra narayana paraya. You associate with that cultural institution where there are sushila, very well behaved. Now find out any institution throughout the whole world who are sushila. You'll find here in Krishna consciousness movement, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no interest. You won't find anywhere. This is called sushila, well behaved. Sushila means, sila means behavior or custom. Here you'll find that taking bath 3 times, the changing clothes, everything neat and clean, personality, their character, their behavior, sushila. Sushila, sadhava. Sadhava means saintly. What are the saintly characteristics? That is also meant. Titikshava, karunika, srihida sarvabhutana, ajata satrava shanta sadhava sadhubhusana. These are the characteristics of sadhu. Not a sadhu having a dress like a sannyasi and accompanied by 3 dozen women. No. Sadhava, that business is to preach. That Krishna says, Apite suduracharam bhajate mamananya bhav sadhureva samandam. He is sadhu, who are engaged in Krishna consciousness movement. Apite suduracharam, such person, even if you find some fault, because everyone cannot become immediately perfect. Due to bad habits, sometimes they fall victim. But still, if he is Krishna conscious strictly, he does not deviate, he does not forget Krishna, then he is to be accepted as sadhu. Krishna says. That only for that qualification. Bhajate mamananya bhav. That is the qualification of Krishna consciousness. So sadhu, they have to preach. They have to preach, therefore, the first qualification is titikshava, tolerant. So many people will criticize, so many people attack, so many opposing elements, and he has to fight with them. Therefore, titikshava, toleration. Just like you see, Lord Jesus Christ, he was so tolerant that he was crucified. Still he did not curse anyone. This is sadhu. Titikshava, tolerant. The very great example of tolerance, Christ, Jesus Christ. So similarly Haridas Thakur. There are many saintly persons, sadhu, were very tolerant. So, first qualification of sadhu is titikshava. Titikshava and karunika, at the same time kind. These two examples we find in the character of Lord Jesus Christ. He was being crucified and still he was praying to God, my Lord, they do not know what they are doing. Did he not? Yes. Let's see. And he was persecuted and still he was kind. He was kind. Still he was praying to God that these rascals are doing. They cannot kill me, but they are thinking that I will be killed. So they are committing offense. So this is toleration and karunika. Similarly, there are many examples. Titikshava karunika and Srida Sarvabhutana, friend of all living entities. Lord Christ said, thou shalt not kill. He never said that now they are interpreting in a different way. The animal has no soul and you can kill animals and keep slaughterhouse. So who is a Christian? I do not know who is a Christian. They profess to be Christian. It is very difficult to find out a true Christian who is strictly following the words of Lord Jesus Christ. So, he is a good example of sadhu. We therefore adore and offer our obeisances to Lord Christ. Sadhu, example. Titikshava karunika Srida Sarvabhutana. This is Srida. Not that my brother will be saved, my family will be saved, and all others should be killed. That is not sadhu's qualification. Sadhu's qualification is, he is kind to everyone. It is not that if a human being is killed, the killer is also killed. Why? Even when a human being is killer of an animal, he should be killed. That is called Srida Sarvabhutana, friend to everyone. Not that only the human being should be given protection. He is national, and others, animals and trees, should not be given protection. No. That is imperfect knowledge. National means one who has taken birth in that land. So, do the animals do not take that birth in the land? They are also national. But you see, your discriminating law that you are giving protection to the human being and not to the animals. This is sinful activity. Therefore, we say there is no meat eating. If we give up this meat eating, then so many lives of the poor animals will be saved. So that is sadhu, no meat eating. Here you will find. In Krishna consciousness movement you will find nobody is meat eating. Nobody is prepared to kill even an ant. What to speak of big animal. They put argument that you are vegetarian and you are also killing vegetable life. Of course, we are killing. But we are not killing vegetables. First of all, vegetables are not killed. If I take a fruit from the tree is not killed. Or if I take the grains from the plants, before the grains are ripe, the plant dies. So actually there is no question of killing. Although the law is, nature's law is that one living entity is the food for another living entity. Jiva jivasya jivanam. But a human being should be discriminating. If I can live by eating fruits and grains and milk, why shall I kill animals? This is human consciousness. In milk, if you get milk, you can prepare hundreds of nice preparation, all full of vitamins and nourishment. In our New Vrindavan, we are maintaining cows and having so many nice preparation, rabri, laddu, and this peda, and barfi, and sandesh, and rasgulla, and yogurt, varieties, enough. The other farmers, they come, they are surprised. Such nice preparation can be made from milk. Yes, you do not know. You do not know how to utilize the animal. Ignorance. The milk is also produced out of the blood. So it is intelligence. You are drinking the blood in a different way, produced by nature, with more vitamin values and more taste and more, gentlemen. Why should you kill one cow and try to drink the blood? The blood is there already, but in a different form, without any violence. And we have seen it. It is practical experience that if the cows are assured they will not be killed, they will give you double milk. That you have experienced. And it is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam that Shishuchu, you have not got here the verse. The purport is that during Maharaj Yudhishthir's time, the cows were so happy and jubilant that from their milk bag always drop milk so that the pasturing ground became muddy with milk. So this science is unknown in the rascal civilization. How to utilize things for the best purpose. So in the Bhagavad Gita you will find Krishi Goraksha Vanijam Vaishya Karma Sabhavaj. Vaishyas, first class man Brahmana, second class man the Kshatriya, third class man the Vaishyas, and fourth class man all others, the worker class. Shudras. So, the first class man, the Brahmana, they should give instruction, nice instruction, so that the whole human society will profit. By seeing the character of the Brahmana, the behavior of the Brahmana, samadama, sattam, saucham, titiksha, khansirivata, jnanam, vijnanam. A Brahman is not never recommended. A Brahman will make some trade and become an engineer. No. Samadhamatitika. These are the characters of Brahman. And Shastra says, Jasyahi jat lakshanam proktam varnabhibanyakam tattenaiva vinidise. When there is characteristics of a Brahmana, then you should accept him as a Brahmana. Not whimsical. Similarly, Kshatriya, he must be very strong and chivalrous and never will fly away from battle. They should come forward when there is some battle riot. There should be protection. They are Kshatriyas. And Vaishya means, now the Brahmanas, they are not going to produce food or other things. They are simply for knowledge, giving the best knowledge to the human society. There is need of Brahmana. Everyone Shudra simply working hard. And because they are accusing, oh, you people are skilled. What is skill? We are giving the best knowledge to the human society. So, it is specially mentioned, Krishi Goraksha Vanijam. The Vaishyas, food production means produce food grains, agriculture. By agriculture you can. So much land is vacant all over the world. And they are producing coffee. I have seen in Africa, vast land is engaged in producing coffee. No food grain. So this is the defect of the civilization. They do not know how to live. Will man die without drinking coffee? No, that is not the fact. But man will die if there are no real food or no food grains. If you think that I eat meat, I don't require food grains, but the cow, the animal need food grains. So without food grain, how we can live? Therefore, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Annad bhavanti bhutani, you produce food grain. Why you are producing so much unnecessary things? Television and tools and stool also, so many things. Why? They are not necessary. Live in the village, produce your own food, your own cloth, and drink milk sufficiently, all economic questions. Then you become Sushila, well-behaved. And if you go on killing animals and drinking wine and gambling, when you will be Sushila? You are always bad character. Here it is said Sushila, well-behaved, good character. Sushila Sadhava. Sadhava character line. The ideal, you have got ideal, Lord Jesus Christ. Sushila Sadhava Narayana. Why? Narayana Parana. Because they are devotee of God. If you become simply Narayana Parana, devotee of Narayana, Krishna, all good qualities will come to you, automatically. All good qualities. Jasyasi bhakti bhagavati akinchana sarvai gunai tattva samasati sura. Take practical example. These boys, these girls, how they have become so nice. They are known as bright faces. Why? Because Narayana Parayana. They have taken seriously Krishna as the object of worship. So actually, if you want happiness within this world, peace and prosperity, just become Krishna conscious. All problems will be solved and you will be happy. Thank you very much.